where Rookie of the Year is over 2-3 weeks ago, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is starting to push A'ja Wilson for MVP of this league, and I am not exaggerating. She is starting to push A'ja as the best player in the league because I don't see anybody control a game the way Caitlin can.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into the latest sports drama, but with a twist of fun and facts. Today, we've got a juicy topic on our hands. The latest clash of titans in women's basketball has everyone talking. The WNBA MVP was humiliated after throwing some serious shade at none other than NCAA superstar Caitlin Clark.
Oh no, Kathy, that Caitlin Clark in all likelihood is going to be the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. What role specifically do you see her playing in growing the WNBA in terms of how you see that happening?
Yeah, I think using the platform she has that she's gained with all these followers nationally, but also globally now. She'll be able to have a big global platform with the, coming into the professional. And I just think her style of play resonates with the big basketball fan, the big game fan. Because in sports, as you know, Stephen A., you need household names, rivalries, and games of consequence. And obviously March Madness.
Oh, and it didn't end there. Stick around because we're breaking down every part of this drama-filled story. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So let's get into it. The WNBA MVP, who, for the sake of suspense, we'll just call player for now, decided to take a jab at Caitlin Clark. You know Caitlin Clark, right? The rising NCAA star who's been breaking records left and right and basically rewriting how we think about women's college basketball? Yeah, her. Well, apparently not everyone is a fan of her growing legend. Player, the reigning MVP, clearly had some feelings about Caitlin's growing spotlight. And let's just say, it wasn't exactly the nicest thing you'll hear. Now, you'd think being the MVP, having the top spot in the WNBA would give you some security, right? You know, like a sense of, I've made it, I can let the kids have their moment. Nope. Player didn't get that memo. Instead, she unleashed her inner, let's call it, competitive spirit, on social media. And it was nothing short of brutal. Now, I know what you're thinking. What did Player even say? Oh, it wasn't just the words. It was the attitude. According to sources, and by sources, I mean the entire internet, Player essentially downplayed Caitlin's accomplishments, implying that her success in college wouldn't translate to the pros. Something along the lines of, let's see if she can handle real competition when she gets here. Ooh. Now, while technically not the worst thing you could say, we all know it's a thinly veiled insult, right?
Tell y'all some numbers here. Clark has 6 games with at least 7 turnovers this season, right? That's already tied for the most games by any player in a WNBA season ever. 26 games still to go in all of this. So I'm going to start with you here, Monica. There's been an adjustment period, right, for Caitlin Clark a little bit here. But when we're talking about the gap between the best players in the league, there was a time where we were discussing, okay, she has the 3rd shortest odds to win MVP coming into this.
No pressure.
So what's the gap between her and some of those top talents in the league?
Well, I think for me, I just was like, all right, let's just take the Olympic team as an example in terms of her position. So you got Sabrina Ionescu, Chelsea Gray is on that team. These are women that are similar scoring in terms of output, but Chelsea Gray doesn't turn the basketball over.
And of course, this being the internet, people were quick to fire back. I mean, have you seen Caitlin Clark play? The girl has range. She's got a 3-point shot so lethal I'm convinced she could shoot from the parking lot. But that wasn't the end of it, folks. As soon as players' comments hit the web, fans rushed to Caitlin's defense. People were calling out the MVP for being salty, jealous, and insecure. Some fans even went as far as to say, Player is feeling threatened by the rise of a younger star. Is it true? Who knows? But the fans, they weren't holding back. Let me read a couple of these tweets. One said, MVP, more like MVS, most vulnerable superstar. Ouch! Another said, player needs to take a seat because Caitlin's about to drop buckets on her next season. Now, that's the kind of confidence I like to see in a fan base. Okay, but let's break it down a bit more. What's this really about? Is player threatened by Caitlin Clark? Well, let's be fair here. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. She's already one of the most dynamic and high-scoring players in college basketball history, and she's not even done with her NCAA career yet. However, transitioning to the WNBA is a whole different ballgame. Sure, the NCAA is competitive, but the WNBA is where the best of the best land. There's no denying that, and it's not unusual for veterans in the league to be skeptical of new talent. It's not hate, it's the nature of competitive sports, but how you express that skepticism, that's a different story. In this case, player probably should have chosen her words more carefully. Caitlin's fans, though, are confident she'll rise to the challenge when she eventually gets to the WNBA. And honestly, she has the skill set to do it. We're talking about a player who can score from anywhere on the floor, has incredible court vision, and can take over games when it matters most. But there's still a question of how she'll handle the physicality and faster pace of the WNBA. And let's not forget, the WNBA has some very physical defenders. Caitlin might be sinking half-court shots in college, but the pros are a whole different beast. Player knows this. And maybe, just maybe, she's using this as a welcome to the big leagues moment for Caitlin. I mean, in sports, a little trash talk isn't the end of the world, right? But here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark hasn't even responded. She's kept it cool, calm, and collected. No petty tweets, no cryptic Instagram posts, just staying focused on her game. And I gotta say, that's probably driving player crazy. It's like when you throw shade at someone and they just refuse to engage. That's next level zen right there. Alright, that's it for today's video. What do you think? Was player out of line? Will Caitlin Clark take the WNBA by storm? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on more sports drama, analysis, and a whole lot of fun. Thanks for watching.